Hello guys, and welcome to another review. And today I will be looking at the Pink Puff's latest adventure, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This game is revolutionary, since it's the very first mainline 3D Kirby game, and it only took 29 years and 11 months to get to this point. There have been other attempts to make a 3D Kirby game, like with Blowout Blast, but they really aren't complete experiences. They really felt like stepping stones and helped build the foundation of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This game executes the third dimension amazingly well, and I enjoyed it more than any other Kirby game I've played. This review will go into the many aspects of this game, and I won't be including any spoilers. So without further ado, let's take a look at Kirby and the Forgotten Land. As I mentioned in the intro, Kirby and the Forgotten Land executes its 3D aspects very well. It really feels like a fully fleshed out 3D platformer to the likes of Mario's recent 3D games, such as 3D World and Odyssey. Forgotten Land also doesn't feel like the first 3D Kirby game, since it has a solid formula and all of the mechanics work really well. The copy abilities all translate very well, and the reworked moves control very nicely and actually feel better than they do in 2D. The overall level design is also really good, and it nails the linear 3D platforming as well as Super Mario 3D World. It might even be a little more comparable to Galaxy's linearity, because it has some depth and immersion on top of the main goal of each level. There are also many hidden collectibles to find off of the beaten path, so there's definitely a lot of things to do in each level. Overall, Kirby and the Forgotten Land is revolutionary and is jam-packed with 3D platforming fun. One of the interesting new features that they added to Kirby and the Forgotten Land is the evolved copy abilities. This allowed for an interesting, almost RPG-like progression system that almost acts as a skill tree. These evolved copy abilities can increase attack power, but can also improve their control and add completely new moves. It's a bit comparable to Kirby 64's power combos, but in this game, it's more of a permanent upgrade. This feature overall adds more depth to the gameplay of Forgotten Land, since copy abilities won't exactly feel the same throughout the game. To evolve abilities, you need to search for blueprints to unlock the evolved abilities and rare stones to properly upgrade the ability. After you beat the game, you can even level up the evolved abilities to increase attack power, which adds even more depth to an already fleshed out system. The new copy abilities, Ranger and Drill, are also very fun and feel very fitting in the 3D gameplay. Another notable transformation Kirby can get in Forgotten Land is the mouthful mode abilities, which are incorporated into the levels themselves. Unlike past gameplay gimmicks such as Hypernova and Friend actions, the mouthful mode abilities are seamlessly included in levels and don't feel like forced segments. These abilities overall enhance the gameplay because they all control very well, and each feels very different, which adds variety to the game. They're also not completely required in all levels, so they feel more like an enhancement rather than a gimmick. Finally, they allow for more unique and interesting puzzles, along with some short minigames within levels. Kirby and the Forgotten Land adds a lot of depth on top of the core copy ability formula, and I really want to see more 3D Kirby games do interesting things like this in the future. One thing that I really liked about Forgotten Land is the various worlds and level themes throughout the game. It doesn't just use a generic grassland, desert, and lava theme, but it actually uses some really interesting post-apocalyptic worlds set on a different planet. Many of these worlds feel full of personality and accomplish the fact that they feel abandoned. Many of them even feel like liminal spaces because of how familiar some of the locations feel, but not on the same level as Mario 64 or Minecraft. The level design also helps to make the overall experience feel immersive, since it actually feels like you're walking through that area. This differs a lot from Super Mario 3D World, because that game mostly has blocky platforms that are elevated in the air and don't feel very realistic. Forgotten Land is definitely one of the most immersive linear 3D platformers, and it adds much detail as it possibly can without being a larger scale or sandbox 3D platformer. As I mentioned earlier, the collectibles hidden throughout the levels help to add more depth and exploration into the game. In Forgotten Land, there are 4 main collectibles: Waddle Dees, Gotcha Capsules, Blueprints, and Rare Stones. Waddle Dees are comparable to moons in Super Mario Odyssey, and several of them are found at each level. They act as the main form of progression. Gotcha Capsules are fun extra collectibles where you can build up a collection of figurines based on different things in the game. Rare Stones are mostly found in Treasure Road levels, and are needed to upgrade copy abilities. Treasure Road levels are basically small challenges based on specific copy abilities or evolved abilities, and have a time limit. It's a very fun mode, and you can replay it to beat specific time challenges. The main hub world, Waddle Dee Town, is also very nice, and is comparable to a lot of Mario hub worlds, like Delfino Plaza or Rogueport, since there's a lot of things to do. All of the sub-games are located here, and are implemented in a much more immersive way than other Kirby games, since they're located within buildings or certain areas. The sub-modes include Fishing, Help Wanted, Tilt and Roll, and the Arena. Tilt and Roll is almost comparable to Tilt and Tumble, since you use motion controls to roll a Kirby ball around boards without falling or hitting a Gordo. The Arena is also very fun, since you can replay it for a faster time and play through some difficult cups. Waddle Dee Town also has other services that eventually become available, like a theater to rewatch cutscenes, Kirby's house, a weapon shop to evolve the copy abilities, and a post office to submit codes that Nintendo posts online. All of these features, including the sub-games, become available as you progress through the game, and it's really cool how it gradually grows over time. Kirby in the Forgotten Land has definitely exceeded my expectations, not just as a Kirby game, but also as a 3D platformer. The level design and progression feel really well implemented, and there are very few problems overall. I recommend this game to anyone, not just Kirby fans, not just Nintendo fans, but to anyone. This is definitely a game that most people will enjoy, whether you've never touched a controller before, or have been gaming for decades. This game is very fun, and is a revolutionary entry in the Kirby series. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Goodbye.